Across the long bridge over the restless tide, steel and cables stretched open wide. The Severn lay low like a sheet of glass, skulls hang still as the minutes passed, and ahead of her, burning soft and bright, rose the red and white cliffs in the early light. They said she was old, but she walked just fine. Slow, sure steps, she knew her time. Carried no hammer, no heavy gear, just careful eyes and a listening ear. At the foot of the cliff where the waters fall, I stood quiet, shale and all, layer on layer, broken and steep, keeping secrets the mud would keep. She knelt where the tide had pulled away, where bone and scale met the light of day. Reptile fragments, dark and worn from a world long drowned, long torn.
At this location, you can find fossils loose on the foreshore, but often enough you will need some tools here. I like to bring my 4-pound lump hammer with me, which is very useful for breaking large rocks. They can be hard here. I also like to bring a chisel. It's very important you have one with a safety guard to protect your hands. You will also need some goggles or some specs, something to protect your eyes, which is essential, and some gloves for your hands as well to protect those when working with tools. I also bring this, which is a gad bar. This is very useful. It has a very sharp point that you can get in natural bedding planes and cracks and split right the way through. The other thing at this site, it can be particularly muddy here, so make sure that you wear sensible footwear, Wellington boots, something like that. It can get quite boggy, particularly at the far end of the foreshore. What you need to do is keep away from the far end, but it can be quite sinky and dangerous.
An important safety note about the River Severn. At certain times of the year, a powerful tidal bore rips down the river, called the Severn Bore. It can cause huge and sudden waves which can be very dangerous if you're standing on the foreshore. It is critical that you check the tidal bore times before visiting.
The spectacular red cliffs with their white-topped rocks can be seen when crossing from Wales to England along the M48. The red rock itself is unfossiliferous, being Triassic in age. This is the Branscombe Mudstone Formation, part of the Mercia Mudstone Group. On top is the Triassic Rhaetian stage of the Westbury Formation, the base of which contains the famous bone bed we will be exploring today. Above this formation, the Cotham marble yields a layer of stromatolites, fossil algae which is famously cut and polished from this site. And at the very top is the Blue Liars Formation, which is Jurassic in age.
If you come look over here, this is our first fossil we've actually found on the beach here, and it's not actually a fossil itself, but it's a trace fossil, and it's basically a burrow where the animal has been, and it's left these marks here. It is believed these burrows were made by a crustacean.
If you were wondering what these white rocks are along the foreshore, they are actually the mineral gypsum from layers within the mudstone. They actually dissolve in water, so they won't hang around too long before vanishing to nature. The cliffs are split by two sides, separated by the bridge. We wasn't finding much on the southern side, so we decided to walk on the northern side. We do not recommend this side for families, as it can be slippery and very muddy. It is also a point which is easily cut off by the tide, so if you do visit, return after low tide. So what I'm actually looking for is these bone blocks. They come from right at the top of the cliff. If you can get a really good block, it can be absolutely full of bone, particularly coprolites, reptile bones, fish, shark, etc. Quite a lot. They're very packed. But they can be quite difficult to find these days because this site is collected quite a bit by collectors. You need fresh cliff falls, or sometimes the Severn Bore that races down the river and brings tides hitting the cliff. And here we go. Actually, this isn't a bad block. This is a piece of bone bed block from the Reschian age from the top of the cliff. And you can actually see here the coprolites and bones, which I'll show you. So yes, actually this is quite packed. If you actually look at, you can see the coprolites here and bits of bone. It's quite a lot going on actually. Another coprolite there. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to try and split this and see if there's anything in it. Well, there's actually a nice piece of bone here. Look at that. Some sort of reptile bone, that. Now I very nearly missed this one. These can be quite small, but if you can just see there, that little tooth. This is a fish tooth. It's a fish from a species belonging to Severn Estuary. Quite a well-known sort of fish from the area.
I just actually found a nice loose bit of material on the foreshore, and just panning round it, there is actually another Severn Estuary tooth just in there. Not easy to see. There's some other bits and pieces in there as well, a bit of coprolites. I've just been splitting some rocks on the foreshore. Oh, I've just managed to split it just right. Nice little reptile bone there. Little piece missing there. Don't know what else is in there. Probably some coprolite. Oh yeah, piece there. Oh wow, look at this. Oh my word. It is some sort of reptile tooth. Could be ichthyosaur, not too sure yet. We'd have to have a closer look at that when we get home. That's a really nice bit of tooth there.
I've just spotted, just here, a really good piece of bone block. But we are quite close to the cliff, so I'm going to move this out of the way to a safe area. Just going to take it down here to have a look at. I think this has come from a recent cliff fall. If you have a look at it, you can see it is absolutely full of bone and coprolite. There's a lot going on in this piece. I'm actually a bit hesitant in kind of splitting it here. Something like this would be better split at home. So I'm actually going to take this back with me today. Take this back, work on it slowly, use some air tools on it, and we'll see what's inside another time.
Another piece of bone block there. Not that good, but I just spotted that one next to it actually. If I can get it out. Some pieces. Oh look! Actually, another Severn Estuary tooth. Wow. What's that? The third one we found today?
Yeah, it is actually. That's good.
Some coprolite in there. Oh, pleased with that.
Actually, there's some more there, I think, is there? Little bits?
Yeah, I just spotted some. I think they've broken up as they've come out of the cliff, actually.
Yeah, or someone else
There's,
has hit it, actually.
Could have done, but there's actually some pieces. There's a bit there. And there's another bit buried under here.
Is there?
Not easy when you've got gloves. There we go. Ah, it's a bit dirty. Can't really see what's on there. What's that? Oh no. Oh. Anyway, where's my tooth? There it is. Take that home. There, one piece there. Oops. Oh, you found a tooth. Well done. Gosh. It's a teeth day today.
Oh goodness, they're all around the same area, aren't they?
There's some more under here. Actually, yeah, I've just seen another tooth in there. It's going to be easy to see. You're going to see that one. Very tiny. Put that bit down there because I don't know what that is, but I picked this up a few minutes ago. I'm not actually sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but just there, beyond my finger, is a acrodus tooth. But I just picked this up, which I put down. I think it might just be a bit of bone, but it kind of looked tooth shaped, but I don't think it is. There's another piece here. It's actually quite a nice little bit of reptile bone.
And we just kept finding them. So many teeth today, so many reptile bones. The foreshore was full of blocks.
I just found another tooth. It's got two teeth in there. You've got the Severnicus one there, and you've got that sort of fish shark tooth, acrodus tooth, just in there.
We found a further 6 large blocks at the far northern end from another recent cliff fall. At this point, we was overloaded with rocks. We headed back home, hopefully with a lot more finds in the blocks we took back. We hope you enjoyed watching. Like and subscribe to follow us on all our adventures.